Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope you're having a wonderful day. Today we're doing a little bit of a different thing, and that is that I'm starting a new mini series of sorts that I call Just Over the Finish Line. It's supposed to basically get updated over time as we go through the game together, and it's going to be basically the lowest requirements to clear any given content. And basically today we're going to do 323 with A0 Elora, because I know so many people have been struggling. I struggled with this a lot, and I cleared this like about a month back, so it's been a month since I've cleared this already. I think maybe less, like 3 weeks or something like that. And I really wanted to make this since then, but I just had some things happen in real life that I couldn't make this happen. But now we are here, and the leaks will stay as they are, but today we're just doing Gear Raid 3. And basically this is going to be the team that we are going to be running. I am going to show you everything from neat little tricks just to maximize your damage a tiny bit more, and basically team compositions and all of that. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So first things first, you want your lord to be Yovar. I don't think you can put Araka in his stead, but yeah, so you can't replace Yovar by any means. This is a locked in. If you want to use Araka, this is not the guide for you. We're going to use Yovar quite a bit. Silas needs to be bonded, and that's it, right? You don't need higher awakenings if you have higher awakenings of Elora. So if your Silas has high awakenings, you don't need that high awakening of Elora. Goddamn, what did I say? But if your Silas is low on awakenings, you need high awakening Elora. So it's gonna, they move together as one. As for Yuri, there are 4 units that you can have instead of basically to fill the position that Yuri is. The best one is Lady Alex. If you have Lady Alex, I don't know how you're stuck here, but yeah, basically just plop her down similar to how we would with Yuri, and everything will work out on its own. The second best option is Yuri. The third best option is Hex. Surprisingly, Hex is like infamously very bad at Gear Raid 3 because everybody has like high magic resistances. If I went ahead and show you, as you can see, magic resistance is this thing, and this is the normal resistance. So as you can see, normal physical and piercing attacks do a lot more damage than magical attacks, but it actually doesn't scale that high, so you can definitely plop in a Hex, especially if you have him on high awakenings. I don't, I have him at A2, but yeah, you're basically chilling with Hex. You can bring him if you don't have a good Yuri. And the final option is going to be Calypso. So if you don't have Lady Alex, Yuri, or Hex, you can also use Calypso, but I used Calypso A3 and it didn't work out, right? It's pretty difficult. I don't know how you're gonna make it work. I honestly don't understand, right? I've seen people make it work. I don't know how to. So you're also going to need that. As for Elora's place, you have 3 options. As I said, there's one, a Lady Alex. Let's put that aside. Second is going to be either Elora or Hatsut. And my A0 Elora, as you can see, she's A0. If I want to show it here, she is in fact A0, but and she could clear it, but my A2 Hatsut couldn't, right? So as you can see, she couldn't clear it. For Hatsut, you also need a faction lord, so you have to kind of move things around, and you have to pull out Dallin, instead put in a Torador or a Rygar to give her lord bonus, which is going to be very annoying. But with Elora, you can just plop her down with this comp. I'll show you the gear afterwards, but without further ado, let's get right into it. So first things first, we want to start off by pulling Dallin in the middle, down here. Doesn't really matter if you're like quick with it. After this is going to matter, so get ready with your other DPS, which is going to be, in this case, Yuri. It can be Lady Alex, it can be Calypso, it can be Hex, and put them down here. We're gonna wait a bit, and as soon as we can, we're gonna put down DL. Everybody right now has DL A1 because of the rerun, so you have no excuses of saying, oh, I don't have DL A1. We don't want to pop the ability, and I want to wait until 8 costs, where Dallin is going to give us her cost as well. And if your Silas is A3 or above, you want to follow these instructions, otherwise just disregard them. If your Sylas is A3 or above, you want to place down Elora first, then Sylas, right? That is going to matter a lot, because it means that his A3 basically goes to Elora. Elora gets 15% more damage. If you don't do this, the 15% increased damage goes to Yuri instead, which we don't need it. Again, as I said, we have a lot of damage in the center. We need a lot of damage on the sides. So we want to wait. As soon as we get the cost, we want to put down Elora and then put down Sylas. As you can see, you see the little red aura around them? That means that she got the 15% damage increase. So the required damage here is 113 or 117, I forgot. Something around that after the maximum number of hits. So we have Cataclysm, every single hit is going to be stronger than the last, right? We also want to pop Yuri. If you're running her in an SBA, that's also fine. The final hit that she does basically has to be basically 113 or above. In this case, we're doing 125 because, as I said, we improved the gear afterwards. After clearing this, I had to improve the gear because of other contents that I was doing with this set of gear. So yeah, the gear is going to be much better than the required amount. I'm gonna pop Sylas as soon as we can, and we want to basically relax here. As soon as you get the cost, you want to put down Yovar on the side. But do not pop Eileen. Do not use her ability. Do not use anyone's ability. And just basically wait here. I think Elora is going to solo it. As soon as you can, also put down Nyx on the top like so. Okay, Elora actually soloed it here because the gear is so good. And that's not supposed to happen. As I said, Yovar is supposed to be down here. And the second the mob comes out, he's going to get his ult out and destroy the mob. So now that we got that, I'm going to remove him. Again, if the mob comes down, just use his ult and you should be able to shred through the mob. Use Eileen ability when you put down Nyx to give her the SBA stacks instead. And put down Elowen for invigoration. Other than that, you chill. We also want to pop Nyx, pop Yuri for even more SPA stacks, and Nyx as well. This is where you also, this is like the final test to see if your damage is good enough, right? This second mob that comes out, you have to do a minimum of 143,000 damage a hit. If you can do that, you can solo the mob, and that is basically going to be your sign that you can actually beat it. Your Elora is already good enough. So mine is going to do like 155 plus, right? But 143 is the precise amount that you need to do for her to be able to solo this mob. So we're basically going to leave her be, and she's going to solo the mob on her own. As you can see, she's doing 157. The required amount is going to be 143. Of course, attack speed also matters, but yeah, just somewhat get the idea of how much damage you need to be doing per hit. Once you're done with Nyx over here, right, just wait a bit. Once you're done, pick her up and put down Yovar instead. As you can see, it's going to calm down very basically to the clutches, and this is basically the clutch part of the entire run, right? The most clutch part, as you have a window of opportunity that is about 1/4 of a second, and I'm not joking. This is not a joke. This is not a drill. This is going to be the most precise time of the entire run. That's why I recommend slowing it down. Of course, I slowed it down way too early, but as you will see in a second, it is going to be coming. It is going to come down to the wire. So you want to wait until, as you can see, 4 mobs are going to spawn on the top. You want to wait until the 4th one spawns. After that spawns, from real time, because this is slowed down, of course, you have 1/4 of a second, 1/4 of a second to trigger Elora's ability. Otherwise, she is cooked. If you pop it too early, you increase the odds of her getting targeted by the boss. If you pop it too late, she's going to die to the mobs because she doesn't go back invisible again in time. If you have her exclusive piece of gear, you can relax, right? No one's going to target you. But usually, the exclusive piece is not good enough to justify being here. As I said, the stats requirements are really, really tight. So basically switch her exclusive out if you have a better piece and just time it properly. So I'm going to wait here until the last mob spawns in. Then immediately we're going to trigger the ult. As you can see, the second she goes visible, the boss attacks, right? That's your cue that basically triggered the ability here. I have to trigger Eileen as well. Increase the healing, and this should just shred the whole thing. It's going pretty well so far. And yeah, as you can see, the mobs begin to move, but we still have the ult left. Oh, we actually killed this mob. Normally, one of these side mobs will actually survive and hit Alora, but because they don't do that much damage, your Alora should survive and go back invisible, right? So that is basically why I say it's so precise, because one of these even gets to hit you, even with that timing, but it should be completely fine for Alora. So, I'm gonna wait. Somebody also got Alora. Congratulations. I'm gonna trigger the ults. I kind of forgot because I was focusing on this. But as you can see, this comes past us. And we want to basically wait for them with Yovar's ultimate. Spam it. We got him. So Yovar managed to kill. If Yovar manages to kill, I believe you can pick him up. I'm not really sure. Wait. So you can pick him up, yes. Put down Nyx instead. And once you're done with Sylas, if you're down to 5%, you can also leave it to Yuri to figure it out. And you can remove the healer, of course. And yeah, this should be what is going to basically look like. We also want to trigger Elowen for more SPA stacks on Nyx, get her more powerful. And as I said, again, she should be able to solo this mob on her own. This is how you know she's doing well. Also going to switch Diao back and forth just to give her more SPA stacks. Nothing else. So I'm going to trigger that again. And we want to actually keep Yuri, because if mobs get to this tile and they're coming to actually kill Nyx, you can trigger her ultimate and kill the mobs that are just barely touching the edge of this block. But usually that does not happen. So we want to leave them on their own business. And basically focus on the center on the right over here. Once you're done, you can trigger this as soon as you want. But I believe Alora is going to get killed here. You can put down Yovar. And also put down Sylas. I should have put down Yovar one tile back to also get this benefit. But it is fine. It doesn't really matter. But I'll wait here. And I'm also going to show you a neat little trick to increase. So this is how it should look. One of the mobs comes in and attacks your Alora, and she should survive. And the other mobs from like the previous patch also did less damage, so she should be able to survive it very easily. I want to trigger Sylas here. And if your Alora doesn't survive, that's also completely fine, right? What you want to do is basically pick her up. Like, let's say she's deleted here. You can put down Eileen here to basically distract them and kill them with Yovar and Sylas. Whew. So this was a lot smoother than what happened originally. A few things that can go wrong. First things first. Your Alora or your Nyx can die to the boss, right? The boss attacks them as soon as they're spawned in, or when Alora is doing her ultimate, the boss can attack and kill her. So you have to just restart the stage. Nothing you can do about it. Just restart the stage and hope it doesn't happen. It's kind of an RNG thing, and I believe everybody has this thing. So yeah, I'm sorry. Second thing that can go wrong is probably mistiming that ultimate, the first ultimate they have with Alora. This is going to be our Alora, the start of the show. She has a lot of attack. I believe the amount that you need is like 16,000. We have 17,200. And that's because this is my Kigiri gear, okay? This is my Cataclysm set that I shared with my Kigiri. And recently I've been on a spree to make this as incredibly powerful as I can. I also rerolled this. This used to be all blue and it's now this. So yeah, the gear has gotten better, but it just ignored these little like additives on the side here, and you should have an Alora that functions perfectly normal. Another thing is that she has a passive, right, that where it is, there it is, increases crit rate by 15%, right? This means that our crit rate is in reality 130%. If we had her just A1, excessive crit rate would have been crit damage, so we would have had another 30% crit damage equal to a red substat crit damage. So imagine if this was all the way maxed, that kind of crit damage just added to everything. So not this being here, no, just a completely red substat added to the whole thing. So even though A1 is going to make her incredibly powerful, but again, this is what we're running. Her exclusive is on plus 16. Back when I did this, the her exclusive was on plus 13. But these were there, so these like 215 was there when I did it, and that's how I got the precise 143,000 damage that you need for it. Yovar is going to be in a Hell's Lament set, just to ensure that his ultimate is going to basically blow everything that exists out of existence. Kinda ironic. Then we have his exclusive. You can also run other things, but his exclusive is so good because it focuses his entire damage in his one ultimate. And I should have also brought his exclusive, as it could have also gave us even more stats and also gave us 30% more damage when he ults. So definitely do use his exclusive gear as well. Sylas is in a average Infernal Roar set, in an average Infernal Roar set with a Bright Color's Claw. You can also run his exclusive, but I find this to be a better DPS. Then we also have Yuri. Yuri is in our second best SPS set. The best one goes to Nyx. As I said, we're going to be okay in the middle, and the left side and the right side are going to be the main issues. Another Bright Color's Claw. This is the best artifact you can have on Yuri. There's also an exclusive, but I believe that this is going to be much better. Again, testing needed, but yeah, I believe the Bright Color's Claw is better. Nyx is in a SBA set. She's a 2. You don't need any awakenings on her, like period. You don't need anything on her. Sharpshooter's Crest, I don't even have her exclusive artifact. She doesn't actually have an exclusive piece yet, or I don't have it. Elowen and Eileen are just basically 2 average healers. You can just have them in a whatever set, doesn't really matter. Dallin is in a morale set just to ensure everybody does more damage, and she's also rocking a Key of Forsaken just to make sure she's a tad bit more tankier. Diao-chan is in a inspiration. She's in an inspiration set, and she is rocking her exclusive. I believe we can also get it from the event. We also have it here, but we can also improve it like so. And Volca, we didn't deploy her, but she was basically there to reduce the revival time. And she's rocking a Invig set. If you want, you can, after the boss is killed, you can replace Dallin with Volca and use her Invigoration to give Invigoration to Sylas or Yovar to ensure that the last bit of the mobs that you're killing on the right is basically ensured and everything is killed fantastically. Her artifact doesn't really matter at all. Yeah, that was the thing. Even a lot smoother than it should have. I kind of like spent about 5 hours or so clearing this the first time, but let me know your thoughts. This was pretty fun. I hope I can do more videos such as this in the future. But yeah, let me know your thoughts, let me know what you think, and have a good one.